We're celebrating the ribbon cutting for our new office here. We've been here for 2 years building up a presence, but we just opened up this brand new office about 3 months ago, and so we're here to celebrate the creation so far of 250 new jobs here in Lafayette, and we're on our way to 400 over the next 4 years. So they'll happen right here in this building, so we're excited to be here and do the ribbon cutting today.
With ULL, we're actually working to generate the kind of workforce that we need in order to meet the business needs of our clients around the world.
We're a global IT company serving clients around the world. We're 65,000 people strong with a large presence in North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific. People say in this economy that every 2 years technology is changing, and so in order to keep up with the skills that we need to do things like cyber protection for our clients, to do the type of agile development that our clients demand to keep up with the pace of digital technology, we need students who are trained in at least thinking in the right ways and in some of those new technologies.
The master's degree in computer science at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette is the oldest in the country. Today we produce more computer science and informatics graduates at UL Lafayette than any other Louisiana university, than the next two universities in Louisiana combined. We want to continue to grow. We have a plan to make an investment into growing this program in order to meet the needs of CGI and our other community partners, other companies that we have recruited into Lafayette in the past year and a half or two, that we will grow it into a top 25 computer science program in the country. Today at UL Lafayette, we are welcoming CGI into our research park. They'll be the anchor tenant in our research park. We couldn't be more proud and more thrilled to have CGI come and become our anchor tenant, because that's a very clear manifestation of our mission as a university of research for a reason. We do all these great and wonderful things at our university with the purpose of, at the end of the day, we want to take the research that we do, we want to take the students that we educate and we train, and create an opportunity for the economy of this region to grow. Otherwise, we are just spinning wheels.
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is William Labar with CGI, and it is humbling to have the honor and privilege to welcome everyone here today. In April of 2014, CGI announced through a partnership with LIDA, UL, and LED that we would establish a new onshore IT delivery center of excellence in Lafayette. In January of 2015, shovels broke ground, and thanks to our partners, a welcoming business community, collaboration with academic organizations, and state digital media incentives, we are happy to be here today to celebrate our grand opening with you and with 250 CGI members. It's amazing. And we're doing this today with a number of special guests that I would like to recognize. With us today, we have our distinguished governor, the Honorable John Bell Edwards. Mayor President Joel Robideau of Lafayette. Thank you, Joel. Dr. Savoy, President of UL. Dr. Savoy. Tim Hurlebus, President of CGI Federal. And last, I want to thank LED Fast Start, Jeff Lynn and Lori Schilling, and One Acadiana and LIDA, all three of which help us recruit new members and make them feel welcome to the Lafayette and Acadiana community when we bring them here. That service is it's indispensable to us, so thank you. So we stand today not in front of, but alongside all of you, members of the Lafayette community. We're new and we're longtime members of CGI, elected officials, business leaders, university staff, friends, and family. This is a community and partnership that we are blessed to be a part of, without which none of this could have been achieved, without any of you. And for that, CGI thanks you for all being here today. And so without further ado, I'm pleased to introduce Mayor President Joel Robideau. Mayor President Joel Robideau was elected in October of 2015 and officially took office on January 4th, 2016. Campaigning on the promise of working together with Lafayette's leaders and citizens to move the community forward, Mayor President Robideau has been doing just that. with the launch of a live weekly radio show called The Sport of Politics. He shares his position on local issues, opens the phone lines to discuss the public's thoughts and ideas, and invites community leaders to share news and views on current local, regional, and statewide topics. In keeping to his commitment to move Lafayette forward, he has actively demonstrated this commitment in listening to the Acadiana community as he works to deliver the progress we all desire. Please join me in welcoming a true leader of the Acadiana community, Mayor President Joel Robideau.
Thank you, Will. What a great opportunity. What an incredible turnout. I feel like I'm at like a New York nightclub here with multiple levels, and I finally get to know what it feels like to be a rock star. Will, I want to thank you for everything that you've done, and also thank you for bringing home a state championship in soccer for Lafayette as a coach. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Will. Real briefly, let me just say that, you know, when I look at who's here and who's scheduled to speak, it is, you know, in perfect unity with the theme of working together, because projects like this, companies like this, it just can't happen with a good idea from any one or two individuals. It really does take a team effort. And when you see the university here, the governor's office, LED, Lafayette Economic Development Authority, the previous administration that was here, everybody's got to get on the same page, figure out how to make it work. And then, of course, you have to have a company that's willing to work with you and to come here and bring this fantastic business to Lafayette. And so to all of the team members that helped make it happen, thank you very much, and certainly I appreciate it. But one of the integral team members that I'm scheduled to introduce is a fellow by the name of Greg Gautreaux, and I don't know if you've heard of him or not. If you haven't, then let me just say, though, that as Lafayette goes, it's in part all too often because of Greg Gautreaux and his efforts. He understands what it takes. He makes sure that those of us as elected officials understand what it takes. And I'm hoping that he or Secretary Pearson, someone's going to talk about the importance of the digital media credit and what that means to not just CGI and Lafayette, but the entire state of Louisiana. But it's incentives like that, and it's efforts of the legislators that are here and those that are still in Baton Rouge working that help to make things like this happen. So with that, Greg, come up and share your wisdom with us. Thank y'all.
Usually can't say hi in 3 minutes, but Joel, thank you very much. Very complimentary, and Governor, thank you so much for being here. Dr. Savoy, Secretary Pearson, Mr. El-Kubi, members of the business community, the university community, and of course, most important, all the folks from CGI. It's amazing to look around here, and I purposely didn't come to this building until today for a specific reason. You want to see it like this. This is what you want to see, with all these bright people coming to work, their job in Lafayette, Louisiana, a place that many of them and many folks at CGI hadn't heard of just a few years ago. Yet, what is happening today is a transformational moment for our community. And it's phenomenal what it could mean for our future. So with that, I also share with Joel in thanking our special guests, but you know, when these things happen, and this is the second in just a little over a month, Joel helped us welcome Proficient into, I think I'm allowed to say that here, into downtown. Their 250 employees will be, and so did Secretary Pearson. And it's got a lot to do with the fact that the guys who can't be here today, the legislators, they've had the courage to understand the difference between an incentive and a giveaway. And the truth of the matter is, Louisiana Digital Interactive Media and Software Development Program is an incentive. Bricks and mortar, permanent jobs. This is what it's all about, right, Jeff? And this is what it means to the future of our community. This is never going away. This facility will always be here as a monument to the community, to this great company, and to this great university. And so I welcome all of you to this day, because you need to mark it down. This is when we came back as a community. We love our other industry, the energy business, the medical business, all extremely important. All big customers of CGI, as a matter of fact. And the truth is, they're all so important to us. But we've got to diversify. And the roots of that diversification have been at this university for 50+ years. This computer science program, now this informatics program, and our wonderful community college. I know Willie's here. Thank you for being here. And the partnership of those 30,000+ students within a stone's throw in each direction of this park and this facility. They're the future. This company's the future. These digital media jobs are the future. This software development opportunity, the idea that companies, and I'll go ahead and say names like Cigna and the federal government and the many agencies actually know where Lafayette, Louisiana is a testimony to this company and to this community and this university. And so, Governor, I say that you have a wonderful opportunity. I know it looks like a challenge, but it's really an opportunity, isn't it, to readdress our state and to build a state with people like this beautiful, diverse group in a facility like this. It's my job to introduce, so congratulations and thank you for everybody. Will and Trey, everybody. Tim Torito, who's no longer with us. And I mean that jokingly. He's moving to the West Coast. He is well. And Mark Ashley, where's Mark? And Mark said, we need to check out those guys in Lafayette, Louisiana, and in Louisiana. And they came, they checked us out, and we won. And beat out a lot of communities. And so, with that, I introduce only the 6th president of our university. Talk about continuity. And a man that spent his entire life here. Since 2008, Dr. Joe Savoy has served as our president. And frankly, the transformation of this community is on the back of this university. So, Dr. Savoy.
Thank you, Greg. Governor and distinguished guests, on behalf of the faculty, staff, and students at the university, I'm pleased to welcome all of you here, particularly CGI as an anchor tenant here in the university's research park. As our Vice President Joe Biden once said, this is a big deal. Now, our relationship with CGI represents a comprehensive public-private partnership that cuts across academic programs and research initiatives. With this partnership, our students will have opportunities for industry internships, capstone projects, and access to advanced software training. Our students are benefiting by gaining practical experience working alongside CGI employees, and after they graduate, having an option to remain locally in our developing Silicon Bayou. This partnership is further diversifying our regional and state economy by creating hundreds of high-paying jobs in Acadiana. And in many cases, it's bringing back our alumni back home to high-quality, knowledge economy jobs, reuniting them with their families where they should be. And we're pleased to note that 40% of CGI's workforce in Lafayette graduated from UL. Most are recent graduates, and many are experienced hires moving back to town. But Governor, look around. These are all new taxpayers. And Joel and Governor, these are all voters as well. Now our faculty researchers and CGI employees are co-creating big data technologies, innovations through the National Science Foundation Center for Visual and Decision Informatics on campus, the nation's only NSF Center of Excellence in Big Data. The Innovation Center, which is right over here, a beautiful facility that we share with CGI, will become the focal point for development and demonstration of big data technologies. It will also serve as the home for our Center for Software Excellence to provide state-of-the-art training in software technologies for students from the university, from South Louisiana Community College, and from industry. In support of this partnership, the university is strengthening our computer science curriculum, already regarded as one of the best in the country. We're starting a new Master of Science degree in informatics effective this fall with significant input from CGI in the design of the program. We're already seeing significant increased enrollment in both of these programs just in the past year or so. In order to support this partnership appropriately with the help of Louisiana Economic Development, we are hiring additional faculty. At a time when higher education funding is facing shortfalls, this innovative public-private partnership is essential to drive the growth of our academic programs and fuel our innovation capacity so that we can help grow and diversify the economy. I want to thank everyone for helping to develop this partnership, and we wish to reiterate to all of you the university's commitment to CGI and all of your success. Congratulations, go Cajuns.
So now I have the additional pleasure to introduce Tim Hurlebus. Tim was appointed a year ago president of CGI Federal, a wholly owned U.S. operating subsidiary of CGI, bringing 26 years of diverse leadership experience across multiple business sectors, both in the U.S. and globally. CGI Federal serves CGI's clients across civilian, defense, and intelligence sectors of the U.S. federal government. During Mr. Hurlebus' career, he has served in leadership positions across the government and commercial markets, in client operations, business development, sales, and strategic planning. Previously, he had led strategic growth initiatives for CGI in Europe and in Asia, focusing on key strategic accounts, working to connect global CGI resources with Europe and Asia pursuit and delivery teams. Please join me in welcoming Tim to the stage.
Thank you, Will. Good afternoon, everybody. It's my great pleasure to be here in sunny Lafayette. And on behalf of CGI, also like to extend a warm welcome to Governor Edwards, Secretary Pearson, and our partners here in the Acadiana region for playing such a large role in the success we celebrate today. Together, all of our partners have helped create a business-friendly climate here in Louisiana, enabling us to bring new, exciting work opportunities to this area and to create more jobs. And to all of our distinguished guests from the community here today, thank you for being here as we celebrate this exciting milestone, the ribbon cutting for CGI's newest onshore IT Services Center of Excellence right here in Lafayette. This location is a world-class center of excellence that provides information technology systems development, maintenance, and integration services to our federal, state, and local government and commercial clients around the world. More importantly, this center is a key milestone in CGI's relationship with the state of Louisiana. We've been a trusted partner in the state since the 1980s. Experienced CGI professionals living and working locally have been delivering information technology services to a wide range of government and industry clients in Louisiana. And today, I'm happy to say that nearly 250 additional employees are here in this impressive new building, delivering world-class IT services in critical, high-demand areas such as cybersecurity, digital transformation, data analytics, and cloud to our clients around the globe, deepening our roots within the state and the local community. The center is highly strategic for CGI. Lafayette is uniquely positioned within the state as a community that can bring innovation to our market with the fastest growing workforce in the state, fed by one of the top-ranked computer science programs in the country at the University of Louisiana Lafayette. At CGI, we believe that great public-private partnerships help create great communities. Lafayette represents the kind of public-private partnership that is so critical to successful growth across many dimensions, For us, Louisiana and Lafayette stood out above the rest for many reasons, including an excellent quality of life, proximity to both public and private sector clients, strong partnerships with institutions of higher learning such as UL and South Louisiana Community College, and of course, a business-friendly state and local government committed to economic development, led by the State Department of Economic Development, as well as the Lafayette Area Economic Development Association. So what is exactly an onshore center? So as regular people around the world became more fully connected in the 1990s via a ubiquitous internet, the delivery of IT solutions was made easier because we could work in real time with people on the other side of the planet. So the phenomenon of shipping work to another country became known as offshoring. So at CGI, we're using that connectivity to distribute our work to talented people right here in the United States. In locations like Lafayette, we call it onshoring. So, working with CGI colleagues who are co-located with our clients in places like Washington, D.C., or San Diego, California, or Durham, North Carolina, the people in this onshore center help CGI deliver both the steady-state IT services as well as the transformational innovation our clients need in today's digital economy. Developing the right solutions at the right time for our clients is at the heart of innovation here at CGI. This strategy led us here to Lafayette and the ribbon cutting today of our 4th onshore center, where we are committed to creating a total of 400 new jobs over the next 4 years. Since beginning operations in 2014 in the temporary space downtown, CGI and its employees have worked hard, not just to deliver quality IT services to our global clients, but to become part of this local community. Over the past year, CGI has helped support Project Front Yard, partnered with the Bayou Vermilion Preservation Association to raise awareness about the bayou, volunteered for United Way, supported the Lafayette School District through career fairs and events, and participated in organizations such as the Lafayette Downtown Development Authority and One Acadiana. In conclusion, I thank the state of Louisiana and the local community here in Lafayette for your warm welcome to CGI over the past 2 years. And I thank each CGI employee, or members as we call you, here in Lafayette. We can put on suits and ties and cut ribbons and pitch a tent in the parking lot, and that's a lot of fun, and it's important recognition for this great milestone. But as we go forward, it's all of you that have delivered our success so far, and it's all of you who will drive us to and through the 400 jobs we're going to create here. You bring talent, knowledge, experience, energy, and innovation to the solutions and services we deliver to our clients. The world wants and needs what you deliver right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. So thank you. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the Secretary of Louisiana Economic Development, Don Pearson. Having served as Assistant Secretary and Senior Director of Business Development for LED since January 2005, Don Pearson was vitally important to bringing CGI to Lafayette. His current duties include the implementation of domestic and international economic development programs and job retention and creation efforts for the state of Louisiana. He is Governor John Bel Edwards' primary representative to government officials, local communities, and site selection consultants on all economic issues. Don has over 27 years of economic development experience and is a certified economic development professional. Please join me in welcoming such an important advocate for the state and its local communities, Don Pearson.
Thank you, Tim. Greg Gotro stood here and said, wow, this really looks great. But when I sat down next to Tim, I said, wow, this looks like it's costing you a lot of money. We aren't always in our element. Greg and I have been doing this a long, long time, and probably all I know about predictive analytics is from watching Moneyball. Probably all I know about open source processing engines is from Big Short. See? And I'd know a lot more about Desert Storm than I would about Apache Storm that you all use here frequently. But thank you to the partnership that brought all this together. City of Lafayette, ULL, LEDA, One Acadiana, LED, all working together as a team, and this can be the result. And so it's a very proud day that we share with you. I'm here to introduce someone that shares our vision, our governor. And our governor is a West Point graduate. He went on to the Louisiana State University School of Law, became an attorney. He served 2 terms in our legislature. This is an incredible background to do what he needs to do today. From the military, he got the teamwork. From his understanding of the law, he got the framework. And from his experience working in the legislature, he knows how to govern. His job now is a little bit different, because I think of him as a bit of an architect. It didn't list in the boxes that we just checked. But that's his charge now, is to help us build our state. He's going to do that through education. He's going to do that through healthcare. He's going to do that through establishing a vibrant economy. And we're very pleased to have the opportunity to do that with him. He might look, and I'm going to share something with you personally, he might look just a little bit nervous to you today. I don't know if you can pick up on it, and it's not because he's going to speak in front of this large audience. And it's not because he left the legislature unattended in Baton Rouge. But it's actually because he's the father of the bride, Saturday.
Thank you, Don. And as I left Baton Rouge, they were actually at the mansion setting up some tents like that one. And I'm praying for sunshine, just like we have today, but hopefully that'll come on Saturday. Good afternoon. Thank all of you for the opportunity to be here with you to share in this celebration. It is an exciting day for the state. It's an exciting day for this university, for this city, for this company. Joel, I want to thank you for your years of friendship, for the leadership that I know that you are bringing to bear here in Lafayette. And Mr. President, thank you very much for what you're doing at this great university as well. And Don, I want to thank you for the work that you're doing for economic development across the state of Louisiana. My vision for this state is not just about responsibly balancing the budget and funding our critical priorities. It's actually about charting a better future for our people, honoring our veterans, caring for our seniors, healing the sick, educating the young, and creating opportunity for all. And that is why we're pursuing great companies like CGI and honoring our economic development commitments. You know, this shiny new state-of-the-art 50,000 square foot building right here on ULL is a reflection of that commitment. This is a $13 million investment, but it's so much more than that. When you look at all of the people that have partnered with the state to make today a reality and all of the opportunity that it is providing to the people here and people who are not here. I am excited about it, and I'm excited about the work that Secretary Pearson and all of the folks at the Louisiana Department of Economic Development who are working so hard to continue to make Louisiana a competitive economic force in the 21st century. And they have done a remarkable job of attracting software development and information technology in places like Shreveport-Bossier, Monroe, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and certainly here in Lafayette. And it's partnerships with universities that are making that happen in many cases. You know, for example, right here at ULL, President Savoy decided they would triple the number of computer science graduates. And I know you're well on your way to doing that. And that's part of the commitment that he's made. In a time when I'm not as good a partner with you as you probably want me to be in terms of the budget, the state support for your university, you are hiring more professors to make sure you can deliver on that commitment. Because if we can train those people, obviously there are jobs, there's opportunity for them, and he understands that. And the sign behind me really reflects it all. It reflects the partnership we have between the Louisiana Department of Economic Development, the University of Louisiana Lafayette, and CGI, as well as the city and parish of Lafayette. And so Tim and Will and all of the folks at the CGI team, thank you very much. This is really exciting. I had an opportunity to tour part of this facility. I believe it's one of the first of its kind in our country, where CGI employees and University of Louisiana Lafayette faculty and students can all collaborate on projects. What an opportunity for the best and brightest Raging Cajuns. I mean, could you have imagined this a generation ago? I know. But it's going to prepare people better for career opportunities in new cutting-edge industries. And while we continue to build investment and create jobs in our legacy industries, which remain critically important to Lafayette and to our state and to our country, we have identified and targeted other industries that can bring new opportunity to our state. And the software and digital media and information technology sector is one of the 9 sectors of economic development that we are focusing on intently. There are obviously a lot of folks here today, 250 already employed. I believe there will be 300 by the end of the year, and on the way to 400 here. And I want to tell you, I talked about this building. I talked about the facility a while ago and the $13 million investment in it, and that is all neat. But the most exciting thing for me today is to be here looking at you, the people, because this is what opportunity is about. And it's such a delight to be here looking at folks who look like the state of Louisiana. And I'm just so proud to be among you. It truly is an exciting day for me. We believe in the next generation of Louisianans. We believe in you. And we can never be in the business and should never be in the business in state government or any government of guaranteeing equality of outcomes. But the whole purpose for ULL is to guarantee equality of opportunity. This is part of that. And I will be your partner to make sure that we can deliver on that promise. And so on behalf of the state of Louisiana, it's my great pleasure and privilege to dedicate, and now I understand the name behind it, the CGI Onshore IT Services Center of Excellence. Thank you very much.
The community and the fact that it's a great place to live, the fact that there are universities nearby, UL and others, that provide great talent. UL has one of the best computer science programs in the country, so that's an important source of talent for us. And then of course the state and local government making it attractive to do business here. We're all big parts of us deciding to come here.
I'm a longtime resident of the Lafayette community. I've been here for about 15 years, and I couldn't be excited about what is happening in my hometown with the emergence of a technology sector for people to build careers here.
Today, we couldn't be more proud of the fact that our workforce, the students that we are graduating, are getting plugged into CGI. And this beautiful building that is being dedicated by the governor and our community leaders today is a testimony, is a monument to that partnership that is truly translating into tangible economic benefit for this community. 200 to 300 technology jobs, high-paying, high-quality technology jobs for our own graduates, for our own sons and daughters that we would not have had a chance to happen in our community if it weren't for forward-looking and forward-thinking companies like CGI.
Go to www.cgi.com and you can find everything you need there.